don't know if you've noticed, but the last few chapters of One Piece have been a little intense. So I figured instead of doing another deep dive or exploring something that's happening currently, maybe we could all use a little bit of a laugh. So I did a community post asking y'all to participate in this video if you felt like it. Create a scenario of a One Piece character going to therapy and explaining their life situation and shocking the therapist with what these characters go through. But the point is to keep the tone light and goofy, and I haven't looked through them yet. I'm gonna attempt to guess who's come to my therapy session. Apparently I'm the therapist. I'm attempting to guess who it is based off of what y'all have come up with, and the goal is just some lighthearted fun because, again, chapters lately have been intense, and tomorrow, according to when I'm posting this, the next day, on Saturday, I will have, I'm gonna be streaming with Jay from JD Legend, maybe someone else, we'll see. And we're gonna be unpacking Kuma's backstory. We're gonna be digging into trauma. So I figured, you know, buffer some of that with just some fun. So that's what we're gonna do. But before I get into what y'all have sent me, I wanted to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that allows you to try new designer fragrances each month for just $17. With each fragrance, you'll get a 30-day supply to try new fragrances before deciding if you want to buy the full-size bottle. This is very good for me because I am very picky for what kind of perfumes I wear or what kind of colognes Corey wears, and so buying online can be really tricky for me, but also going into a store, I feel like my senses are assaulted by all of the smells hitting me all at once, and then I can't smell anything when I try to spray something on one of those little cards they give. It's unhelpful. But I do like to smell good, so it would be nice to have a perfume that I actually like. And with Scentbird, you can experiment with different fragrances until you find one that actually fits you right, and then buy the full-size bottle. I received 5 fragrances from Scentbird this time, and I've been wearing Dare Cherry Stiletto. It has notes of cherry, lychee, and peony. It's really bold and rich while still being delicate. It's like the perfect balance for me. But my favorite is Continuum. It has notes of green mandarin, incense, and tobacco leaves. I've passed this one to Corey and told him, this is what you wear now. I love it so much. But I also really like Sugarful, which has a more light candy scent. There's a lot of different fragrances that you can try until you find the one that's perfect for you. So use the link in the description or use the QR code on the screen and use my code Murphy55 to get 55% off your first month, which is about $8 for your first month. Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you for checking them out. Okay, I have y'all's comments pulled up, but just a quick disclaimer before I get into it. YouTube has this auto censorship thing where if they notice certain words or phrases in a comment, then it'll just automatically censor it and like automatically get rid of the comment. I don't have any control. So I do know that some comments didn't come through because some of my friends were saying, hey, I posted something and it's not there. So if yours isn't featured in the video, that's probably why. Sorry. I know what you're thinking. How can you say you haven't done these things when you regularly black out for hours at a time and wake up in a pile of your own drool? That's not the point, Lisa. What? I'm just trying to make a better world, you know? I just don't want people to go hungry, you know? Maybe I just want to live in a Disney musical, you know? These Gen Z brats just don't get it. They're all overthrow the world government this, and you can't just kill your children that. Is this Big Mom? I feel like this must be, you can't, wow, these people are really holding you back. You can't, come on, for the greater good. They don't get the big picture. Every race living together under the sun, you hear? Except my ex-husband. Oh, no, I got divorced again. Me and Brian are done. Says he heard some rumor about me being a cannibal. This is Big Mom. I don't think Brian. No, his name is, it's not Pell. It's a different, it's similar. It's, why do I think I'm gonna remember a name? Ridiculous. Humans don't taste sweet at all. I would never want that. Idiots think they read one big piece from fake news Morgans, and now they're an expert on geopolitics and about to find the One Piece. You know, Big Mom, I think that you seem really rational and reasonable. I'm gonna see you again. We're gonna do a few of these sessions, but you're doing great, sweetie. We're just gonna unpack some of that a little bit more. Hi, stage direction. Please keep silent for 10 seconds at least. Yeah, this is useless. Oh, you just shackle me if I left now? What is it I even have to say? I lived a long life. The end. Okay, gut reaction because of the stage direction is possibly... Why am I so bad at names? Is possibly the painter. His name is... Oh no, I'm gonna lose this game just because I can't remember names. Faker. His name is like, I'm gonna look it up, dadgum you. How is Red Scabbard's painter not immediately pulling him up? Conjuro, of course, Conjuro, who conjures images. Okay, sorry, it's fine. That's my gut guess. What about my restaurant? Yeah, I founded it with an idiotic little eggplant. Oh no, why did I spend so much time looking up his name when I could have read one more line? Okay, so this is Crap Geezer. What's his name? Zeff. This is Zeff. Yeah, I founded it with an idiotic little eggplant that I found on a ship. How did you hear about the stranding? Yeah, it's unimportant. Sure, the brat made it his life's mission to thank me when he's not even able to do a decent but that's just stupid, okay? He's a good kid. What? Yeah, I do miss him. Oh. But he's out there now for the two of us somehow. Hey, it's not like I'm not a rough guy, all right? My cooks are no good ruffians. Life's good. I wish for the best for the eggplant. No, these are not tears. They're proud sweat drops. That was so sweet. Sanji's true dad loves him so much. You do not need more therapy. You're doing just fine, sweetie. I would also like to just tip my hat to the live action because I do think that the actor for Sanji as well as the actor for Zeff were just perfect. Perfect casting, perfect. They did amazing with their roles. And as I was reading that, I was imagining the live action Zeff. Does that make me a bad One Piece fan? It might, but you know what? I really, really love the casting for them. So I wanted to start a new business and needed some startup funds. I go to this guy who I loaned a lot of money to, and he can't pay me back. Trying to be reasonable, I allow him to work off his debt to me. I even get an acquaintance who just lost his job and home to join me running things. But then I find out that the guy who owes me started taking the credit for my idea and started insinuating that he started the business and that I work under him. I'm the butt of jokes now. Do people not realize that I am the skilled entrepreneur and he's a loser? What happened to my life? Maybe I should have stayed in prison and finished out my sentence rather than this humiliation. Startup. This is Crocodile! This is Buggy! Buggy's the loser! I allow him to work off his debt to me. It is! This is Crocodile talking about Buggy! Oh, that's a perfect one! I almost didn't get it. But I know my Buggy and Crocodile. Oh, I love them both so much. Yeah, you need 3 more sessions of therapy. You gotta work off those feelings you're having, because it sounds like the other guy's fine. Sounds like the other guy did nothing wrong. I feel bad betraying Crocodile that way, actually, because I love Crocodile. So all I did was reclaim, oh, I need to face the mic, sorry. So all I did was reclaim what was mine by birthright, and suddenly a bunch of people are mad at me. Okay, immediately, that sounds like, is that Kanjiro or is that Orochi? It's Orochi. Okay, so immediately that sounds like Orochi. But that's okay, because the general populace loves me, since I've also brought prosperity to the island through a thriving production and export industry, as well as a captivating tourism industry. Okay, so not Orochi, because there's no tourism happening in Wano. So let me shift gears. Claim my birthright tourism industry. This might be one of the celestial dragons on Sabati Archipelago? Through these industries, I managed to give a lot of dissatisfied people jobs, and yet nobody seems to notice or care. Now, after spending a decade making my island better and more prosperous place, a bunch of hooligans are trying to blackmail me into quitting my government-sponsored job. This is Spandam Am I doing well if I just change my answer every couple of sentences? Spadam? Spadam? Spaddam? Spandam? Spandam? Is it spandam? I'm planning to pursue legal action. Oh wait, no. It might be Axeman Morgan's son. Kobe's pal. Who also had a great actor in the live action. His name is... Why did I pick a game where I have to remember names? His name is... Help me out! I'm planning to pursue legal action as they've broken several laws since arriving on my island, including a non-compete clause with one of my government-sponsored colleagues. Now that they're on my island, they've ruined my latest entertainment event, they've aided and abetted a violent revolution by some natives who are famously indiscriminate thieves, and now one of them screamed at a child in my workplace until she passed out from fear! Is it Caesar the Clown? I don't know who this is. I'll be pursuing legal action to get a culprit to pay for all the therapy this poor girl will need to deal with her trauma after this. If it's Caesar the Clown, that's really good writing. Because if this little girl needs any kind of therapy, it's not gonna be because of the Straw Hats. Now they've all got my precious workers to quit their jobs and start rioting because they've convinced them that their working conditions and pay were unsatisfactory. Is this the Tontata tribe? Or whoever would be in charge of forced labor with them. Oh, I bet it is, because that princess girl, doesn't she pass out a bunch? Yeah, bad take. I don't really care for these guys, for these little fellas. I will be requesting that their leader and his first in command attend sensitivity training for repeatedly mocking another of my most senior employees about a trait that he's made clear he's very self-conscious of and has no control over. Is this Pickums? Piccolo? The one with the squeaky voice? I tried issuing some monetary bonuses to incentivize people to return to work, but they're still really upset, so I had to take a more direct approach and control the situation. Okay, is this Doflamingo? because he did put bounties on the heads of the people, or the stars, or whatever it was, to get people to bring in the straw hats, and then he had to take control of the situation by caging people. Is it Doflamingo? But they're still really upset, so I had to take more direct approach and control the situation. By the way, do you think I could claim damages on all the destruction that's been caused to my island since it only started happening once they arrived? Or would the fact that the majority of it was caused by my previously mentioned sensitive employee be a disqualifier? Pickums, squeaky voice mountain guy, is who he's talking about. I'm locking in the answer that this is Doflamingo, but I still have another paragraph to give me time. Anyway, the leader of these hooligans attacked me in my office over some childhood grudge or something and proceeded to wreck even more of my town. Now, after being assaulted by my place of employment, the government is finally stepping in to punish me for making them look bad. The same government employee who didn't help at all during this whole situation and could have prevented the situation from escalating in the first place is now advocating for the abolishment of the government-sanctioned job. I think it's Doflamingo. I feel like this is really obvious. There were so many clues given. I think this is Doflamingo. I'm gonna say you could probably use a couple more sessions of therapy, my friend. Reclaim what's mine by birthright. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's Doflamingo. Ruin my latest entertainment event. That would be the synagogue, the gladiator fight, eh? I'm sure of it now. This is Doflamingo, and you know what, sweetie? You're already in prison. I don't really want to give you therapy in prison. So you're doing fine. You keep on the path that you're on. Probably you'll never get out. Probably this won't come back to bite me. I have a lot of unresolved feelings about my father. He took me in as a kid and gave me a wonderful home. It wasn't super glamorous. We lived in a big, dusty old stone building, and I rarely got to see the sun. Oh no. We're supposed to be laughing here. You can't make me laugh about what's happening currently. But he always made sure I had everything I wanted. I was his little princess. One awful day, all that was ripped away. I survived, but my dad died. I guess Kuma, yeah, you could say he's technically dead. forced to fight for the government in their dumb war. I spent a lot of the next couple years just drifting, feeling hollow inside. We don't have a backstory on Perona. I was living with a couple of guys at the time. They helped a little bit, but I had to work through most of the grief alone. Bonnie did she live with the rest of the worst generation? Perona lives with some guys. Anyway, yesterday I discovered that my dad might not be as dead as I thought. Yeah, big complicated feelings there. Is it Bonnie? I don't understand what's going on. I'm going to go find him, but I'm scared. I've changed so much, and I'm now realizing that he wasn't as perfect as I thought. That can't be Bonnie. Kuma is perfect. What if he doesn't? Is this a cockroach? No! Bearsy, save me! Okay. So that is Perona. She feels hollow on the inside. There's a ghost emoji at the end of this. Bearsy, save me. I assume you mean the little stuffed bear, large stuffed bear thing that she tells to be silent all the time and the Straw Hats hide inside. What do you mean, Dad? What are your complicated feelings about her dad? Am I dumb? What am I missing? Bearsy, save me. Complicated feelings about Dad, feel hollow inside. He was forced to fight for the government and killed. Did you conflate two pink-haired people? You know they're different, right? I don't know what I think anymore. Is it Rebecca? She forgot her dad. And then, but he was good to her. Live with a couple of guys. That would be Rebecca because she lives at the gladiator place. Why do you have a ghost emoji? That's throwing me too. Because that seems like Perona. I'm very confused. We don't know who Perona's dad is, do we? My dad's not as dead as I thought he was. Dad. Is this, Film Red? What's her name? What's the chick's name? See, we lived in an old dusty building and I rarely got to see the sun. That sounds like Bonnie. The government in some dumb war. I'm gonna lose it. This is driving me crazy. Thought your dad was dead. Lived in a dusty old home and barely saw the sunlight. He's not dead, but he's not awesome either. Dusty old building, rarely saw the sun. He's not dead. Sahiori, her dad is dead. I don't know. I don't know. You're sentenced to 5 more sessions of therapy so I can figure out who you are. I'm so confused. Hey, Doc. Wait, you're not Chopper. And this isn't the Mary. Where am I? The others must have moved the ship. You got booze here, Doc? Was that Zorro? Hey, Doc. I've had some problems lately. Think my life will never be the same. Some guys came to my land and slaughtered my friends. Oh, tough day. Sent my pet flying after destroying part of my castle with it. My pet? After destroying part of my castle with it. Then destroyed all the maps one of my employees made so I could sail the seas. Is this Arlong? What pet? One of them punched my teeth out of my mouth multiple times and also broke my nose, then proceeded to destroy my castle by pummeling my body from the ceiling to the foundations, and all because we look different. The disrespect. Oh man, buddy, I'm so sorry. That sounds like you were really wronged. I can't think of any context where this could possibly mean that you were in the wrong, because it sounds like that was a paid employee that made the maps. So there's no reason they should be rushing in to save her and liberate her town, right, Arlong? You're doing great, sweetie. Hey, Doc, so my brother found this one guy who's completely terrible, so we decided to whack him. Go on. Just to prove our strength. But it turns out he was a fake and the Navy showed up and chased us out. But we managed to find the real guy and followed him underneath the ocean. Okay, so this is the fake Straw Hats and they followed him under the ocean. So then they found the real Luffy. Who was it that was chasing the fake Straw Hats at the beginning of Fishman Island? So I was doing some courageous battle with my brother and all our friends got whacked. And I was taken as a prisoner. Oh man, bad day. A lot of people having a bad day. I managed to escape and found some really lovely ladies who helped me out, so I took them out for a day they'll never forget, and suddenly that guy came back to beat me up. This is Hatchie. Later, a blue guy was taking me on a tour of the ocean, but left me on an island with a kindly old woman who gave me pies. So I returned her a favor with my brother. Far, far later, I was locked up for a crime I don't know and came across the rubber man again. Anyway, long story short, he's helping me out and may have invited me on his crew. But the Marines have surrounded me, so I'm hiding out, biding my time. Is this Caribou? Did you just make me read paragraphs about a swamp? Swampy was in Fishman Island, but it doesn't mention anything about Wano. My brother and all our friends got whacked, and I was taken prisoner. Kindly old woman who gives me pies. What are you talking about? You're talking about his cover story, aren't you? You think I paid attention to a really long cover story about my least favorite character in the series? There were pies involved in that cover story, I'm pretty sure. Why didn't you talk about Wano? Why didn't you mention that he... Never mind. He didn't do anything in Wano. He was completely unhelpful and uninvolved. No, I will not pick you up. You also don't get any more therapy because I don't want you anywhere near me, you nasty man. Put your tongue back in your mouth. Pull your sleeves up. You're grown. You're gonna stay in that barrel. And Oda's gonna forget about you. So I've been out traveling for a while with my friend, let's call him F. He's a great friend and he takes good care of me. Always makes sure I'm fed, bringing me on adventures. He's in the military or something, and I think he's really cool because he gets to travel the world. I can't even begin to describe all the amazing things we've seen together. We've always gotten along so well. But then a few days ago, we went to this really fancy restaurant I've never been before, and it's supposedly super expensive, but he says it's all his treat. He's telling me all about this girl he's been seeing, and I think he wants to introduce me. As expected, she's absolutely stunning, and they seem to be hitting it off. So I'm gearing up to tell the story of how F once stopped some famous outlaws from terrorizing a town, you know, just being a good wingman. Meanwhile, he started to argue with the waitstaff for some reason, and before I can even react, he picks me up and dunks me in the soup. Okay, so this is Fullbody, or Fullbody, or the one that Sanji gets into a confrontation with at the beginning of Baratier. Meanwhile, he started arguing with the waitstaff for some reason, and before I can react, he picks me up and dunks me in the soup. I mean, who does that? Sure, to be fair, the soup was delicious, but I've never been so humiliated in my life. Apparently he says it was all to prove some stupid point, but I don't even care anymore. I just don't know what to do. I feel embarrassed and betrayed. Is there any hope for our friendship going forward? Is this the fly? Are you saying that the fly in Baratier was intentionally put in the soup to prove a point, and he was actually friends with who did Pell? No, Pell was the Pound was the name of Big Mom's husband. I just came to me when I started Googling something else. Who did Sanji fight? Fullbody! Okay, it's Fullbody. I feel confident this is Fullbody, and the poor fly has been betrayed by his friend. Sweet fly, you don't need any more therapy. You just need better friends. Kick that guy to the curb. Well, Sanji already did it for you. Well deserved. You're doing great, sweetie. You know what my problem is, Doc? I'm not appreciated. I've been nothing but loyal to these people. I even jumped into freezing water to save them. What have I gotten in return for my service? Fear and anxiety? That's what. Jumped into freezing water for them. Is this Sanji? They don't even have the common decency to make me... They don't even have the common decency to make me the emergency food. So in this scenario, where Chopper is going to therapy, he's upset that they're not actually utilizing him as emergency food supply. He's actually mad that they didn't make good on what they said before they valued him as a person. No, I get to be bait. Bait! If it wasn't for the princess, I would be dead right now. I have nightmares, constant nightmares about fishing hooks and rubber arms. How am I supposed to deal with this, Doc? Oh, sweet Chopper. I think it's Chopper. Yeah, it has to be. You know what? You are gonna need some therapy. You've chosen to align yourself with some people that are gonna cause you a lot of trauma. I'll go get the cotton candy and let's talk. Hey doc, life has been tough. All I wanted to do was create and make the world a better place. But creating comes with a price, and I have to work with not so desirable people to achieve my goals. Already. You sound like you might be in the wrong, friend. Eventually, my psyche got split into different personas. Oh, you know, how that just happens sometimes. Just whoopsie. It was helpful to my creative process, but turns out one of these personas wanted to harm my overall well-being. So how was your day? Oh, Vegapunk. Well, my day's going great. I've had to deal with a couple of wackadoodles, but I'm doing good for the most part. You, on the other hand, we might need to merge all your psyches again, and it sounds like you shouldn't have done that. Sounds like maybe that was a bad move. I'm glad you're more productive, but if you know, parts of you are turning on other parts of you, then maybe you're not actually working in harmony like you thought you might have done. We're gonna give you a little bit more therapy. Okay, those are all of the comments that didn't get flagged by YouTube. I read through each and every one of them, so if yours was not there, it was not because it wasn't good. Anyway, that's the video. Occasionally, I like to do just a lighthearted, goofy video where we get to laugh and hang out. And since things have been a little bit intense in the One Piece world lately, I figured now was the time. I hope you tried to guess along with me. Let me know if you got more right than I got right or could guess them faster. Probably so. I'm the new kid in the room, so probably you got them all while I wonder how many I thought I got right and I actually got super wrong. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget about the live stream that's happening tomorrow where we're gonna unpack Kuma's backstory, and don't forget to check out Scentbird, the sponsor of this video. The information for that is in the description. Let me know in the comments which scenario was your favorite, and if you'd like to create more of your own that we can all interact with in the comments, please do. I post videos every Monday and Friday in this channel, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on the book channel, which is always linked in the description. I'll see you again soon. Bye.